Hi, this is Simon right here on this video, and what I'm talking today about is avian influenza H5N1, and yeah, pretty much it's a germ. So when I search it, you will see this. So if I view image, you will see right there is where we are, is right here. And pretty much there's some around our place, and this is where the area is reporting of the property polluted or whatever, and areas of the recording concerns only in the wild birds. So those are like up here and over there, but there's a lot in over here. I forget what part of that is, but pretty much it's a lot, and this is from 2008, as you can tell there. And you can look this up right now. Some health organization 2008. So yeah, data source right there. Really big kilometers too. Right there is the health and whoops, I just did something. I hate that. Right there. The boundaries and names shown, and just use the map and blah blah blah. You read it later when I pause the video. And yeah. So pretty much that's one. I hate when that happens. And pretty much I go to web. And the best website to check the information from is Info and Facts from here. Now, there is some cool background pictures, but you don't like those. Avian and all from intros and birds, also known as bird flu. And that's what I'm studying about. So here we go with the text. It says avian influenza. Okay, I don't really need to read this, but pretty much it's the whole thing. You can read it from there. Like how does it happen? I'm gonna come back when I get that information. Well, pretty much I figured out one way how we can get the thing to actually do it is actually how the disease starts, and like what causes it is pretty much what do you think? Birds. Birds get it. It comes to disease by people touching birds, coming like that. Yeah, and it depends on the weather if it comes up like that. So yeah, it's not really that supposed to be like that, but yeah, it's pretty much that's how it pretty much gets the bird flu to do it. So the bird flu actually comes from birds, of course you could tell, and it goes into your body by people touching them, and people touch you by going over planes and all that. So yeah, it's kind of weird. Just had to tell you that. Now I'm gonna be back in like 3 seconds after I research all this because I'm pausing the video. I'll be back in 3, 2, 1, and hi. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm back. And here's the information I figured out actually that works. It says avian influenza is an infection caused by bird avian bird influenza flu. Of course, a virus. These influenza a virus occur. Actually, I don't actually have to read, so let's just do this.
Avian influenza, bird flu. Avian influenza in birds. Avian influenza is an infection caused by avian, bird influenza, flu, A viruses. These influenza A viruses occur naturally among birds. Wild birds worldwide get flu A infections in their intestines, but usually do not get sick from flu infections. However, avian influenza is very contagious among birds, and some of these viruses can make certain domesticated bird species, including chickens, ducks, and turkeys,
Yum.
very sick and kill them. Infected birds can shed influenza virus in their saliva, nasal secretions, and feces. Susceptible birds become infected when they have contact with contaminated secretions or excretions or with surfaces that are contaminated with secretions or excretions from infected birds. Domesticated birds may become infected with avian influenza virus through direct contact with infected waterfowl or other infected poultry, or through contact with surfaces, such as dirt or cages, or materials, such as water or feed, that have been contaminated with the virus.
See? So pretty much after all that, what you think about it is pretty much it's all the bird's fault to make you have the sickness because all it's doing is touching it all around. It has the stupid flu around its body, and then you touch it and you get the flu as well. So like you're combining your lives together. It's pretty funny. On this part here, that tells you all about this cool information that is pretty deadly, but it only happens when you have birds.
During an outbreak of avian influenza among poultry, there is a possible risk of infection for people who have contact with infected birds or surfaces that have been contaminated with secretions or excretions from infected birds.
Well, how the bird flu keeps going around is pretty much how it spreads and transmitted. Well, pretty much by people touching birds and repeatedly touching people could get it, like, spread it all over the world by planes, as I told you before. How is it prevented? Pretty much it's prevented by using birds as like a pet. Like I had one, but I didn't get the flu, luckily. But I think my bird got the flu and he died early, so kind of like that. And who is the risk? Who is at risk of this disease? People and birds. Of course, that's the answer. Is there a vaccine for this disease? I mean, like a kind of cure. Yes, there is. I'm not sure what it is though, but I bet there is one. Any important key facts or statuses that should be known? Like, for example, number of cases per year, mortality rate, dot. That question I do not get, but any important key facts or states that should be known is that, yeah, that part I do get, but the second part I don't get is the first part is you should not really touch birds at all unless you have it, or unless you have some kind of medicine that keeps you away from birds. I mean, keeps you with birds without like getting you sick. You have to get very, really, really good like medicine for that. And I luckily didn't get any disease for that. But pretty much, you buy a bird as a pet or touch any bird, you need to actually have a kind of thing for medicine for that first. So yeah, just remember that. And here's the last question. You will be presented in your finding project in the class. Well, that's not really a question, but I just read through the assignment I had to do, and yeah, we're done. This is like the website you should look up. So I'll just copied it. Ah, stupid lag. See, I just lagged there. It's called CDC for Concerts or Disease Controls of Prevention. So it's Human Services. You can get the facts there, and yeah, see you guys later. Actually, I'm already there, so yeah.